we are now going to learn a little bit more about how to use our sword. So let's go talk to these guys. Lately, these monkeys have been coming out of the woods and playing tricks on us. We want to get them back good. Okay. So now we're going to teach them how to use the sword, although actually they're going to be explaining the basics. Okay. First we learn the horizontal slice. Simply take out the sword pressing B and press it again to attack the scarecrow here. Okay. Now the vertical slice. You L-target to press, then press B to vertical slice, but they don't want to see that one, they want to see the thrust. Okay, L-target and thrust the joystick forward while pressing B. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get the timing just right, but it's not too hard. Okay. Now you might want to back up so you don't accidentally hit it and get them complaining that you did the wrong one. Press down B and hold it. Walk back up to the scarecrow and... now they're going to show us the jump attack. Now, basically just hold L and press A when it flashes the word attack. This is a very strong attack along with the spin attack. However, they take more time, so they can be used against certain enemies when stunned, but if you're just trying to attack someone quickly, I would suggest just using a thrust attack. Okay. Now I need to go up into the Farron Woods. If you remember that cutscene I mentioned earlier at the first episode that said you needed to pay attention, then I hope you did, because this is about where we need to use that. Okay. So she stopped chasing after the monkey and stayed there, along with this kid. I don't know how they opened this door. Apparently that kid had the key, or maybe the monkey picked the lock. I'm not really sure. So now we have to rescue Mallow. Who's that? No, excuse me, Mallow is the little one. Well, anyway, well, now we have to rescue this kid. Okay, now let's go get our horse. We can pick these as we did earlier and blow them to play Ponya's song, which is learned in an earlier game, Arcana of Time. And your horse will come so we can jump over this fence. Okay. Now we're about to encounter some of our first enemies here. But first, we need to stop at this guy's place. this is our 5th item, the lantern. As I mentioned earlier, you can take this back to Link's house to make some money, but right now we're just going to focus on the main point of the game. Now this guy sells lantern oil, so if you ever run out, you can come back and buy some. Okay. So now I'm going to set my lantern to X, although it can be set to Y. I just like that one better. Now we can put this away so that we don't use up too much oil. If you just press B to take out your sword, it actually doesn't put it away because it will stick to your belt. Now this is our first enemy. It is called a Dukubaba. You can strike the nut on top of it to stun it, and then cut the vine to kill it. And these nut things on top of their head, sometimes they can be broken open to get seeds, which can be used for your slingshot. Now we've found Tello's play sword, so we know we must be getting close to him. Okay. Those torches can be lit with the lantern. That becomes important later, but we don't have to light these ones right now, and I don't want to because it'll use up oil. I don't have much money right now. Okay. More Dukubabas around here. Now this is what we needed the lantern for. It can be used to burn webs. If we did not get it, we would be stuck here bouncing off the web trying to figure out what's going on. There's another enemy, a rat. Pretty basic, just attack it, and it dies. Like those keys we saw earlier, only they can't fly. These can be shot with a slingshot to break them open. Now this is a blue ruby. I mentioned these earlier. It's worth 5 rubies. Okay. Now we can go into other parts of this cave to get things like heart pieces and stuff, which can be useful later. But right now I just feel like going through the main part of the area. So, now this is a Boko... let me see if I pronounce this right. Bokoblin. They're pretty simple. They just need to be hit with the sword to defeat them, but they are a bit stronger. They take more strikes to damage to completely kill them. They come in sort of bluish purpley color and a red color, which we will see later, which basically are just the same thing, but they take more strikes. Excuse me, no, this is where you get the heart container. Well, since we're so close, we'll go ahead and get this one. That other place I mentioned earlier just has rubies in it. As we learned earlier, we can open chests by pressing A. And if you can collect 5 of these, we will be able to get another container of health. But the main reason we needed to go into this area was to get the key. And now that we've dealt with that, we can go over here. Now, whenever you get confused about these sort of places, it's easy to get lost in places like this. You can check your mini-map, which is down here in the bottom left corner of the screen. Now, whenever you find keys like that, you can just walk up to the door and open it like any other door. Otherwise, it'll complain that you don't have the key and you'll have to go look for it. You can do a speedier spin attack like that by rotating the joystick and then pressing the B button, but it's a little trickier to do, so unless you're really, really good at it, I wouldn't advise it. We can buy something over there if we want to, but I don't have any money right now. Well, not very much anyway. I don't want to spend it up. Now this is the Forest Temple. It'll be a dungeon later in the game, but right now I can't get to it because of those rocks blocking the way. So right now let's just rescue Tallow and that monkey from these enemies over here. Bokoblins. Now once you've defeated both Bokoblins, you might expect the cage to open up. No. So these two are trying to get out. And even though this might seem dangerous, you have to whack the thing open. Don't worry, they'll duck the attack, so they won't be hurt by it. Just gotta break every bar. And there we go.